Hey, Bob Coppedge, CEO, Simplex-IT, Crotch Geek, and it's October, which means September's over. So this is my rant and review for the month of September for both myself and Simplex-IT. Let's go. Things I did in September was to attend a meeting of the PDA, the Private Directors Association, the Cleveland chapter. This is a group that specializes in helping develop, maintain, and nurture board of directors for usually smaller organizations, a lot of nonprofits, a lot of manufacturing, a lot of family organizations. Anyway, so they had an interesting event called the Board Leadership in the Midst of Chaos and Turbulence. Now, this was actually a play that was written by some members that actually walked through what a board of directors would do in terms of dealing with an emergency event. In this case, it was a fictional death of a fictional owner of a fictional company. But it was a different way because all of us are looking for ways to communicate and teach and learn more effectively and more creatively, whether it be by in-person or cloud or whatever. And this was actually a great example of that. The fact that it was held at the Hermit Club, which is a long-standing and very unknown organization aimed at primarily performing arts in downtown Cleveland. And my dad was a big member growing up, and I used to go there every year when I was a kid, and we're talking like pre-10 years old. I seem to remember it being much bigger. So anyway, but that was a really cool event. And here's a website for more information about the PDA organization. The other things I did was I attended an appreciation event that was put on by one of our clients that was both for their employees and family as well as their critical partners, of which Simplex-IT is one of them. And it was held at the Cleveland History Center. So we had a chance to go walk through the car museum, which I have not been there, shame on me, for many years, which was really cool. They also had what I think is the carousel from the old Euclid Beach Park, which I remember. Again, apparently this month is Nostalgia Month. But it was great not only to talk to people who had some really great feedback about the techs here at Simplex-IT, Kate in particular, they love Kate, but I also was sitting having a terrific dinner with some folks when one of the spouses of one of the employees said, "Oh, you're from Simplex-IT, we love you guys." And I literally had to hear both the husband and wife complain to each other how much each one loved us more than the other. It was kind of weird. So anyway, that was really cool. Yeah. One of the other things we did internally with Simplex-IT was we actually did our preliminary Q3, Q4, both review and planning. And that was where the new directors, recently promoted folks, along with Patty, our COO, for the first time got together as that group and did a preliminary review of Q3 and really started nailing down what Q4 planning was. And I tell you, it is great to be not the one who has to run that type of meeting. Patty did a great job because she's taking over that kind of day-to-day operational stuff, but also listen to all the directors really stand up and take responsibility for their roles and overall what we're trying to do from a business standpoint. And spoiler alert, we actually had our Q3 all hands review meeting last week, but that happened in October. So I'm not going to talk about that because this is a September review and rant. One of the other things I did was went to a meeting of the AITP, the Association of IT Professionals, which is a part of CompTIA, but AITP also used to be the Data Processing Management Association, DPMA, which I used to be president of the Cleveland chapter. Now we're talking back in the 80s because apparently this is a nostalgia month. Anyway, AITP actually has a still active chapter. And what they did was they arranged for us to have a tour, a really good guided tour of the Sears Thinkbox, which is part of Case Western Reserve University. And if you haven't had a chance, check it out because it is amazing. All of the manufacturing process, whether it be 3D printing, some of the other tools that is just out there that these students are creating, and you have these entrepreneurs who are working with Case And the opportunities to do things there are really, really fantastic. And I used to think I was cool back in, for many reasons, I thought I was cool. For many reasons, I was wrong. Back as a kid, because I used to work with holograms, and I worked with, I basically ran an observatory, did some other things. But boy, what these, I'm sorry, I got to say it, what these kids are doing with technology makes me feel like a Luddite. So, anywho, AITP is cool. Take a look at that organization, and also the Sears Thinkbox with Case Western, equally cool. Check those guys out if you ever have a chance. I also took advantage of one of the Cose events. Simplex-IT, we're a Cose member, and one of my goals is to start taking a little bit better advantage of that. And did some stuff, some Cose event earlier this month, October as well, but we'll talk about that next month. So Cose did their big summit, which was downtown convention center, and it was kind of a one-day combination of both vendors as well as, the seminar, workshop, all that kind of fun stuff, aimed primarily at small business, entrepreneurial, all that. And I will tell you, I love it when organizations, and include Simplex-IT, when we try to do things that are both from a networking, a business development, but also really, really hard and heavy on the educational side. Kudos to Cose for doing that. It was kind of cool. And look forward to seeing more of that sort of stuff in the future. So another thing that took our attention was a security issue called CVE 2023-5129. Oh yeah, you're waiting for the musical, aren't you? But this was actually a vulnerability that was discovered in one of the primary program libraries that was used by about every single browser on this planet, plus a ton of applications. And it was discovered by the industry or whatever toward the middle, little after the middle of September. And by the time it reached us was about a week or so later when it started reaching managed service providers such as Simplex-IT. But what's really cool is we were able to, by the time we realized how serious this issue was and that people were already putting out fixes to the browsers within about a 24-hour period, Adam, our security director, along with other folks at Simplex-IT, we already had the solution pushed out, tested on ourselves, and then pushed out to our clients within a 24-hour period of nailing down what the appropriate response is. But we also took the time, and again, primarily led by Adam, for Adam and I to create a quick video that did not sell anything, nor did it do the whole fear, uncertainty, doubt, the sky is falling, but to explain to non-security technical people, whether it be business management and or internal IT folks, as to why this is important to them, what it means, and what the best strategy is to resolve it, as well as why Simplex-IT, we were already doing that for our clients. And we were able to do all of that within a 24-hour period, which really doubles down on, I'm pretty proud of these folks. So here's a link to the video. Let's make it viral, whatever that means. We had 4 Simplex-IT folks on the road last month, and they were actually in Atlanta. Kurt, who's the professional services director, he actually took 3 other people and went over to Atlanta for 2 days of training with Nerdio, who's one of our critical partners, helping us make sure that we're getting the best bang for the buck for our clients using Azure resources, which is basically cloud servers, cloud infrastructure, cloud services, all that kind of fun stuff. And it again, we do a ton of training internally. And this is just one example of it. Another example of the ton of training internally is we had 2 employees. One, oddly enough, was welcome to Alex, who is our newest senior tech. And within a week or so, he actually got his first certification using, I think, Datto Kaseya tools. And then Kyle, who's a member of Kurt's team, he went along and got his Microsoft certification on Azure administration. So at Simplex-IT, we are constantly making sure that improving our technical skill set and thereby our client use of technology is a priority. That's why we do bonuses. We do raises, all of that whenever our techs increase their technical skills. So kudos to all of them for all of this. So got a whole bunch of stuff going on as far as both some networking and some discovery about Northeast Ohio events. We've done our internal Q3, Q4 planning. We had a great security video that was put together that we think was very good for educating folks without being overly geeky or being, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And we've also had some achievements as far as certifications go. And we also had some training that our folks have been doing. So we've been busy here, and there's more to come. Stay tuned and talk to you next month, or talk to me beforehand. Because remember, I've got my podcast, Biz Tech Twists. Bye.